Here are 3 ways to teach your dog to stop and sit and grab their attention anywhere they go. If you ask me what's the most important thing I teach my dogs, it would be hands down the ability to stop and get my dog's attention. This one simple trick has saved my dog's life countless times. Come to think of it, as a young Marine, this is also the first and most important thing they teach us at boot camp. The first thing they teach us is how to freeze when they say 0. Or, as drill instructor Staff Sergeant Montoya so eloquently put it,
drill instructor says 0, that means you freeze. I don't give a damn if you're bent over, if your head's between your damn legs, you freeze and stop what you're doing. During training and overseas, the most important thing was getting each other's attention, and it saved lives. Okay, now back to dog training. Here's a perfect example of how this concept can save your dog's life. Right now, if your dog's away from you and you tell them to come, they'll probably come to you, especially if you're doing training with me. But what if, on the way to you, a car came around the corner? If you told your dog to sit before they reach the street, most dogs will keep walking into the street and try and sit next to you instead of where they are. Your dog's whole life, the act of sitting usually meant come to you to sit. Imagine it always comes to you to sit to put on a leash or come to you to sit for a treat. Here are 3 ways to teach your dog to sit at a distance. The placeboard method. If your dog already understands the concept of place, you can use a placeboard like a target or an X on the stage to help your dog understand to sit away from you. I would start with you close to the placeboard with come, place, and sit, just like we did at the second lesson. In the next rep, have your legs a couple feet further away from the placeboard. Once your dog's doing good, you can get rid of the target completely. The cowboy-horse method. With this method, you can use a long leash to back tie your dog to something they can't move, or you can use another human to help with the leash also. From a distance, you'll tell your dog to sit. They'll try and get you to sit, but the leash will kick in and eventually force them to stop. The goal is to try and stop your dog before the leash kicks in, but the leash is always there to help just in case. The backup method. In this drill, you'll create some distance from your dog while you're telling them sit. They'll try and get into your original hula hoop to sit, but you'll keep creating separation. The key with this drill is not to rush. You're walking backwards and your dog is super fast. If you rush, I guarantee you'll fall. Take your time and go slow to create some separation. The first couple times you do this drill, your dog will stop where your original hula hoop started. But before long, they'll understand the concept and stop and sit wherever they are. The most important thing to remember is not to add too much pressure with the e-collar during all of these drills. Only adjust the levels until you see an attempt from your dog, and try not to make them sit using higher levels. If you add pressure, they'll just try and sit next to you even faster. To do most of these drills, you'll have to get your dog moving forward in order to make them stop and sit. The problem is, after a couple reps, they'll start to pattern train. They'll assume they'll be told to sit every time we tell them come. So, if you see your dog starting to pattern train, you can do a couple reps of come until they're not guessing to sit, and then try and have them sit at a distance. To test your skills, one game we play in group class is called Frogger. We have a competition who can sit their dog before they cross an imaginary line. It's a safe opportunity to practice. And the nice thing about this game, if your dog crosses the line, you can go right into the backup method to help them sit if they keep coming towards you.